we have a big focus on trying to kind of right that ship. And we're working really hard with local leaders as well as national leaders to create more of a focus on financial literacy in the veteran space, because there are a lot of just people, right? Like obviously we're focused on veterans, but just people that think they need money before they need money. And that kind of ties into the whole, like, if you're not all in, you're not in at all kind of thing, where I run into people that say like, well, I want to apply for an SBA loan. Okay, how much do you need? I need $150,000. Okay, what are you going to spend it on? Well, I need a truck for this, and I need this, and it's like, okay, well, so far of the 150, like maybe we've spent 75 of it. So what's the rest? Salary? It's like not a good plan, right? So so being able to walk into your business life with a better picture of what is it going to take to do this and do it right, and not get yourself too underwater in the very beginning. So if, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, if this whole thing falls flat, they're going to get their money, whether you've got a business or not anymore, they're going to get their money. And would you rather start lean and be safe, or go all in, take out a lot of debt, have it fail, and then be having that constant monthly reminder every time you pay this thing of that fumble, right? So focused very heavily on the so we focused really heavily on the financial side of it there, because that's the thing that gets you in the most trouble early on, is the belief that you need a lot more than you really do without really thinking through. And you may need it, right? If I can ask you, what are you going to use the $150,000 for? And you can come to me with a very detailed, well thought out, backed up by your business plan and by research, by a SWOT analysis, all of this stuff, right? If you can hit me with that, then it's just like, okay, like, yeah, let's do this, right? Let's get you ready for that. Yeah, the financial side it's tough, and it gets muddy. But we are working really hard to try to work that out for folks.
No, that's awesome.
So I have a 2-part question. So as you talk about like coming up with a business plan and SWOT analysis and things like that, is that something that VEA helps veterans with? And then also you were talking about capital. And so I've done research on you. And so it kind of, I've seen some about your 12 Bravo Capital. Is it a nonprofit organization too, or?
No, so that's actually a previous company, still technically in existence, but I don't cross pollinate any of my personal stuff with the nonprofit. So I actually don't do business outside of VEA with anybody. I think it's too much of a conflict. So as far as capital goes, I refer them out to, a lot of times I try to hit grants first, because if you can get free money that you don't have to pay back, why not, right? So I push grants like crazy. I help folks apply for grants. There's always stuff out there. They're typically pretty competitive, but we help them craft a story, right? A compelling story to try to convince them why their business is the business that should get it. When it comes to any actual money that needs to be paid back, loans and things like that, we've got some great partners, local institutions, banking institutions that are leaders in the SBA lending field, as well as some other kind of alternative lenders that have 0% interest loans that are really great. There's a nonprofit out there. I believe they're a nonprofit. Don't quote me on that. Company called Kiva that does some really cool stuff to try to help startups. And then as far as the business plan and things go, we've got some cheat sheets that we use to kind of force the person, the veteran or the veteran spouse, through working through kind of getting themselves in the right frame of mind, thinking in terms of what a business plan includes. And then we've actually leaned really heavily into AI. Once we have the inputs that we need from them, we've leaned very, very heavily into ChatGPT and a few other solutions to help them craft a really solid business plan that'll help kind of propel them into the next stage of their business.
That's very cool. I know, like I was one when I was starting to plan our business. I went to Military One Source and I dug through, and you can find some of this stuff there, but it's so cool because like I would look at some of this stuff and be like, okay, this is a great tool, I'm sure, but I don't even know what this is. I might as well be looking at the Rosetta Stone here. I have no idea, but like, it's great that organizations like you fill that need, and I told you there's another one in Illinois that's similar, nonprofit, and I just think it's more the merrier,